This is News 8 Now this morning.
It would give our unsheltered people a direction in one place.
We've always been helpful. We've always tried to help them out. I feel horrible for them into the situations that they're in. And we need to do something. We need to come up with a solution.
She's had a lot of setbacks. We've made moves, and she just keeps trucking.
Many hands make light work. So my year I came out and I spend an hour or two doing whatever I can to help them out, and it takes a lot to take down all the fun that we got to have for the week.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye opener. I'm Dua Esrar.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is July 6, 2023. Getting ahead of myself there.
Yeah.
Almost Friday.
Almost Friday, so I call it. But yeah, we're getting closer. This is the time of week where we start talking about weekend plans. So
yes, and again, Friday. We've talked about this in the first hour. Friday, another very millennial phrase.
Whatever. Oh my gosh.
I've made
you were making fun of my chillaxing word, and then you're making fun of the.
I've made it my mission to introduce Derek to some Gen Z slang on the show as we go forward. So we're gonna delve into that a little more. So stay with us.
I feel like those are some nice words, right? Regardless if you think it's millennial or Gen Z, come on, Dua. Can't be so picky about that stuff. But anyway, we got some mostly clear skies right now behind me, and we're expecting what you see behind me to really just continue throughout the day today. Mixed clouds and sun, really, if anything. We'll get to your forecast here in a second. Those current conditions as you head out the door are a little cool as far as our temperatures go, though. In the 50s, Eau Claire 55 degrees. Eau Claire's, you're currently at 60, and Sparta, the cool spot right now, I can find on the map at 51 degrees. The overall temperature change is showing that we're about 10 to 15 degrees cooler with those temperatures outside right now as you head out the door. So just be ready. It feels a little cool out there this morning. And as far as your planner goes today, mostly sunny, temperatures into the 60s by 7, still in the 60s by 9. Then we're in the 70s throughout the afternoon hours under mostly sunny skies. Your allergy report, grass and weed is low, mold is high, same forecast for the symptom index level as we head into the day tomorrow. But I'll have a check on that full weather forecast, and we'll talk about exactly what's to come here. We may see some rain chances coming up in a few days, all that and more in just a bit. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. Well, let's get to some headlines this morning. A proposed ordinance amendment to restrict overnight camping on city property will head to the full La Crosse Common Council without a recommendation from a city committee. The city's Judicial and Administration Committee voted 3-3 with one abstention on the amendment that would effectively stop people from camping overnight in city parks. It's a response to the increase in unsheltered residents setting up in Cameron and Burns Park this year. Most community members agreed it's a difficult situation and that the city should do more to provide a long-term housing solution.
It would give our unsheltered people a direction in one place.
We've always been helpful. We've always tried to help them out. I feel horrible for them into the situations that they're in. And we need to do something. We need to come up with a solution.
Snyder says she's rarely had to call police for help with unsheltered residents in past years, but now it occurs almost daily. The Common Council will meet July 13th to vote on the ordinance amendment. The 16-year-old La Crosse resident charged in the death of a juvenile made an appearance in court. Now, the court continues to ask that we not release the 16-year-old's name or picture, as well as information on the young victim. He is being tried as an adult and is still in search of a lawyer. The judge set a date for a pretrial hearing on August 24. A former La Crosse YMCA employee arrested on child sexual assault material and drug charges also appeared in court. Parker Barnes had a hearing rescheduled to July 18th because he too does not have a lawyer. Barnes asked the judge to make changes to his signature bond so he can talk to his children with CPS supervision. The judge granted that change. According to the criminal complaint, Barnes taught music lessons to kids at the La Crosse YMCA. The YMCA suspended his employment and banned him from the property. No one is seriously injured after a pickup truck struck a Buffalo County police vehicle in Buffalo City. According to the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office, a 1970 Ford pickup hit the squad car at the intersection of 10th Street and Jefferson Street. Police say the pickup went through a yard and hit a house. No one in the house was hurt. The sheriff's deputy and the pickup's driver both had minor injuries. The Trumbull County Sheriff's Office is investigating the crash. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office has also identified the man found dead outside a gentleman's club on June 30th. According to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, 55-year-old Andrew Freischett of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin was found unresponsive in the parking lot of Jimmy's in Between off U.S. Highway 12 in the early morning hours. Freischett was discovered in a vehicle in the parking lot. Officials say Freischett's death is considered suspicious and is under an open and active investigation. An update on the duplex fire in Medarry from early morning yesterday. The family was home at the time of the fire. They evacuated and woke up their neighbors in the adjoining duplex. All residents and pets made it out safely before fire crews arrived. One of the units had its roof collapse. The heavy damage to the home has displaced the family. The fire is believed to have started outside of the home. The cause is still under investigation. 5 people sustained non-life-threatening injuries at a fireworks show in Sparta. ERV Sparta Area Fire Protection District says it appears that one of the display's mortar burned through the side. That may have caused 4 other mortars to tip over and discharge at the ground level. A 25-shot cake firework, which might have been faulty, seems to be what injured the 5 people. Well, Riverfest came to a close after 5 days of fun, and now the pickup begins. While it may take volunteers about a week to set up Riverside Park to host the annual Riverfest, they typically only need a day and a half to tear down the tents, food stands, stages, and bars that were used. Around 75 volunteers are helping pack up and put the park back to normal.
Many hands make light work. So my year I came out and I spend an hour or two doing whatever I can to help them out, and it takes a lot to take down all the fun that we got to have for the week.
LaRue says a lot of volunteers take 2 weeks off their full-time jobs to make Riverfest possible. Well, a La Crosse area thrift store has moved more in 6 years than some of us move in a lifetime. But no matter where they go, their mission remains the same. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen was there to explain how the thrift store brings more to its community than just low prices.
You have a great day. Thanks for stopping in.
Running a business is no easy task.
I sold my house to make this business start, work.
Just ask Mary Jo Wilbur.
I ask myself that almost every day because it's hard work.
Her shop is one you might recognize from Copeland Avenue.
Our store gives back to the community.
Formerly, the Root & Crown.
A lot of people thought we were a dental office.
Now, it's under a different name. What's now called Thrifty Pickins and Bucky's has planted roots in West Salem.
It's just a portion of the sales she gives back to the community.
And the business is powered by volunteers from those charities.
She has a real commitment to the community.
Kayla Calloway volunteers with Heart to Heart Pet Lifeline.
It's fun.
And Sally Davis is with the Down Syndrome Association.
There's not a lot of stuff that I don't do.
It's an idea born out of a childhood of service.
Here I am. Dad would be proud. I keep saying that because, boy, he worked his butt off having rummage sales. That's how we supported the family.
The road hasn't been easy. Mary Jo's business has moved multiple times. Her latest move was out of necessity.
And I ended up getting attacked in the back of the building. We needed to get out of there. And so we got out of there because it was just not safe anymore.
She and her team packed up and moved to West Salem.
Every time I drove by, it's like, someday, and boom, here we are.
And Sally and Kayla stuck with her.
She's had a lot of setbacks. We've made moves, and she just keeps trucking.
It's the store. It's the camaraderie of the store.
For them, it's more than a business.
Okay, thank you.
It's a mission.
Well, enjoy your visit.
And it's a family.
And they're still here. Even when times are tough, they're still continuing to be part of us because they know that we're a team and we'll make it through, every storm we do get through.
In West Salem, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
A wonderful last story by Emily Haugen. We're going to miss her around here. Thrifty Pickens is located in the Thrift Culture Market just off of Highway 16 in West Salem. They're always looking for more volunteers and donations. We have additional information posted on our website, news8000.com. Well, still ahead on your morning news, the Federal Trade Commission issued new ruling regarding product reviews. We have that and some new tech, outdoor tech to be specific, to take your summer gatherings to the next level. That and more is coming up this morning, but for now we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Today is National Fried Chicken Day. According to daycalendar.com, deep frying a chicken in fat was imported to U.S. by Scottish immigrants. So whether you enjoy it on its own, on a bun, or on your morning waffles, make sure you take a moment to enjoy its mouth-watering, golden, deep-fried goodness. And man, does that look really delicious right now at 6 in the morning when you've been awake for so long. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Mostly sunny weather conditions right now, as you can see behind me from our satellite and radar picture. But other than that, conditions are looking quiet here for us to work with, and that's exactly what's in store for your dog walking conditions. Mostly sunny for that morning. Mostly sunny conditions are going to continue as we head into this afternoon as well, and by this evening, we're going to continue that trend. Just a few passing clouds. Temperatures right now into the 50s, 60s, 55 degrees. Good morning to you in Eau Claire, 60 in La Crosse, 51 in Sparta. Temperatures in Winona currently at 59. And your zone forecast today going to be calling for those temperatures to be only reaching the 70s this afternoon. Definitely a very nice and perfect day as far as the temperatures go today, with a high of 74 in West Salem, 78 Berry Mills, high of 73 today in Viroqua. Lansing, you'll be at 74 this afternoon. Stoddard, 73, and Brownsville, you're looking at a high of 74. Meanwhile, back to our central zones we go, and you can see that high of 74 expected in Melrose today, 74 in Arcadia and Whitehall. You're looking at 73 degrees this afternoon, 72 picture perfect in Osseo. We're looking at that 74 today in Eau Claire and 73 for you in Fall Creek. And really the Chippewa Valley in general today looking nice and comfortable with those highs in the low 70s with just a few passing afternoon clouds. Stay tuned. I'll have another check on your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. We'll talk about some possible rain chances that we may have to deal with coming up the next few days. All that and more in just a bit.
In your consumer news this morning, the Federal Trade Commission is working to ban fake product reviews. The FTC proposed a rule that would ban fake reviews, reviews to suppress negative reviews, as well as paid positive reviews. Violations to the new ruling may result in fines. Amazon has been dealing with fake reviews on their third-party marketplaces for years. They have recently sued administrators of Facebook groups who were paid to write fake reviews on products. The FTC is now taking public comment on the proposal over the next 60 days. A federal judge has barred some Biden administration officials and federal agencies from contacting social media companies about certain content. U.S. District Judge Terry Doughty, who was appointed by former President Donald Trump, issued the ruling. It orders those who were barred to not communicate with social media companies about taking down content which contains protected free speech. The government can still contact companies if content is deemed a national security threat or as part of an effort to curb illegal activities. Some of the administration officials and agencies included in the ruling were the Health and Human Services Department, the Justice Department, as well as U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy. The IRS is warning taxpayers to be on the lookout for a new tax refund scam. The agency says the scam involves cardboard envelopes containing fake letters from the IRS. According to the agency, the letters state in relation to your unclaimed refund and contain contact information that does not associate with the IRS. The agency says that they will never contact individuals through email, text, or through social media. Well, if you're having a pool party or just grilling outdoors this summer, you'll want everything to go perfectly. Michael George got a look at some of the hottest summer products.
If you want to make a splash at your next outdoor gathering, you might want to check out some of this gear.
For summer, you think about gadgets that can help you get outside, to share experiences with friends, maybe do some grilling, listening to music.
CNET's Dan Ackerman shared the site's picks for the best summer products, including these Mesa tabletop stoves from Solo Stove.
You could do s'mores.
And this is pretty affordable.
Yeah, the little guy is about 80 bucks. This is about 110.
Turn on the thermometer.
The Weber iGrill thermometer costs under $50 and connects to your phone.
So I like my steak medium rare. This will tell my phone when it's at that perfect temperature.
You get the alerts. You don't have to be here watching the thermometer.
This $30 grill set from Grill Light has built-in flashlights.
I used to do a lot of nighttime grilling, late evening grilling, and I wish I had something like this.
And for outdoor speakers, CNET likes the $140 JBL Charge 5. It's water resistant and works as a charger.
So you get this a little wet out the pool side, it's still gonna work.
Drop it right in the pool, it's still gonna work.
And instead of shelling out a small fortune for a high-end cooler, Ackerman says at $129, this Magellan is a great value, and it opens both ways. You can enjoy the hot summer without burning through all your cash.
Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast. Derek, are we going to need all of those high-tech gear for some summer grilling? Is the weather going to be perfect for that?
You know, I feel like when you're outside, Dua, and just enjoying the outdoors, I mean, do we really need all that technology? I don't know.
You know what? I agree with that.
You know,
I think
put the phone down, put the what is it called, the iPad and stuff down. Oh, gosh, I'm not that old, geez. Put the tablet down, all that stuff. Like, I feel like just enjoy what you have around you as far as nature goes. I don't know. Maybe you could snap a picture with your phone or something. But
I love taking pictures with my phone, especially when there's like a super pretty sunset.
No, I agree with that.
I will definitely be the first one to pull my phone out.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely go for that. And I think today will probably be a nice day to do so as well. You can see that we do only have a few clouds here behind me from CityCam 8. 60 degrees is our current temperature, by the way. North-northwest winds at 12 miles an hour. That river stage, 5.25 feet. It's also dropping here along the Mississippi. In Eau Claire, it's 55 degrees with a few clouds. North-northwest winds light at 5 miles an hour. Look at the temperatures here behind me, mainly the 50s. We got the low 60s, however, as we just saw from La Crosse. It's 56 in Viroqua. 60 degrees is that temperature down south in Bosque Belt. And here's a check on your planner. Mostly sunny conditions can really just be set throughout the day. We'll be in the low 70s by noon and also late this afternoon here too, followed by the low 70s by early this evening. And check out our forecast highs, very comfortable throughout the day in the low 70s as well, as high as 73 today in Eau Claire. And overall right now we're off to a nice start. However, there is high pressure back towards the west. That is the reason why it's so nice out there. And we're also behind a cold front here too. That has allowed our temperatures to really drop here. I'm expecting that high pressure system to continue to move its way in our general direction throughout the day. That's going to help give us those mostly sunny weather conditions for us to work with this afternoon. Now, I am watching another system back towards the west, and you can see it there developing along the central plains. And here's another cold front that I'm also watching. So these two systems combined could allow for some convergence to take shape, meaning that we could be looking at some more moisture, cloud cover, maybe a chance of showers and a couple of thunderstorms for us to work with as we head into the day tomorrow. So something that we'll keep our eyes on as these systems here collide. And you'll notice that on the 8-day forecast, we'll be looking at a slight chance of a shower or two for Friday, maybe again here perhaps on Saturday, but I think the rest of the weekend for Sunday is looking mostly sunny and overall pretty dry. Slight chance of a shower or storm here into early next week, Monday and Tuesday. Other than that, just overall pretty dry forecast there. Highs into the 80s as we head into this weekend and also into next week, lows 50s and 60s. But stay with us. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. We're taking a quick break with a look what happened on this day in history for July 6th. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Blitz. The West Salem 19U Legion baseball team celebrated the 4th in Bangor with a shutout win over Post 40 on Tuesday night. And last night, it was the younger guys getting a chance, this time on their home diamond. Let's head to West Salem, the 17U squad hosting the Holman 17s. West Salem winning game 1, but game 2 all Post 284. They did most of their damage in the second. This gets through for a base hit. Braden Wall comes in to score to make it 3-0. Then it's Ashton Sullivan scorching one to first. Play can't be made cleanly. That's going to allow Cameron West to score. It's 4-0 in post 284. Still pouring it on. Lucas Martin drills one to third. Tough play. That's going to score a pair for Holman. Post 284 puts up a 7th spot in the inning. They go on to get the win by a final of 14-3. Big Legion baseball tournament begins this Friday in Onalaska. It'll be a 5-team round-robin setup. The Onalaska 19U team, as well as the 17U squad, will be there with West Salem, GET, and Rochester rounding out the bunch. Games begin Friday at 2:30 with Onalaska 17U taking on West Salem, followed by Onalaska 19U hosting GET. Loggers have won 3 straight. They were back at the Lumberyard last night taking on Rochester. Lacrosse up 1 in the 4th until Dylan King finds a hole on the left side. That gets through for a base hit. RBI single makes it 2-0 Loggers, and King was not done in the 7th. This ball is absolutely crushed high and deep to right. Bangs off the pole for a solo shot. Loggers take a 4-0 lead, and they win their 4th straight. 5-1 the final, and this one Lacrosse now heads on the road for 4 starting tonight in Bismarck. Well, what a series it's been so far in Milwaukee. The Brewers and Cubs playing back-to-back thrillers on Monday and Tuesday. Milwaukee erasing a 6-run deficit in Game 1. Cubbies holding on for dear life in Game 2. Let's see what these two rivals had left for Game 3. Let's head to Milwaukee. We'll pick this one up in the 6th. Game tied at 1, but not anymore. Willie Adames changes that with one swing of the bat. He crushes it into the bullpen to make it 2-1 Crew. Later in the inning, Brian Anderson back in the lineup off the paternity list, and here's his first RBI as a brand new pop-up. Base hit in a center. Milwaukee goes up by 2, but in the 9th, Devin Williams in some trouble. 2 on for Mike Talkman. He comes up big for the Cubs. That's going to get down for a base hit. Both runs are going to come in a score. This game is tied at 3. Later in the inning, go-ahead run now at second for Nico Horner. He grounds it to third. Anderson's there, but a low throw to first is going to allow Talkman to come in a score. Cubs jump in front. Brewers lose another heartbreaker at home. 4-3 the final. Twins looking to complete the sweep over Kansas City, and Minnesota going right to work in the 1st. Eddie Julien stays red hot. He crushes this one to right center for a solo shot. Twins strike first, and they keep pouring it on. In the 7th, Ryan Jeffers to dead center, and this ball's going to find the bushes. Solo blast for Jeffers puts the Twins up 4. Then in the 8th, Donovan Solano joining the party. He lines a base hit down the right field line. RBI double gives Minnesota a 5-run lead, and that was more than enough for Pablo Lopez. Check out this final line. A complete game 4-hit shutout for Lopez. Career high 12 Ks on the night. Twins roll as they complete the 3-game sweep. 5-0 the final. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Right now, there are still questions into how a powdery substance that was later determined to be cocaine got into the White House. It was discovered in an area frequented by visitors on Sunday, causing a temporary lockdown. President Biden has been briefed on the situation, and as CBS News' Jared Hill reports, a full review is underway.
The U.S. Secret Service is now leading the probe to find out how a small bag of cocaine got into the White House.
The president thinks it's very important to get to the bottom of this.
A senior law enforcement official says the substance was found Sunday on the ground floor in a common area near the entry to the West Wing. It's close to a set of storage cubbies where visitors leave their cell phones during a tour.
This is a heavily traveled, to be more accurate, area of the campus of the White House.
Investigators are trying to pull fingerprints off the bag. Visitor logs and camera surveillance are also being searched, as senior officials say the leading theory is that someone on the tour may have left a bag of cocaine. The White House confirms there were West Wing tours over the weekend. All visitors are vetted and go through security before coming into the grounds.
Not every camera is trained on everybody at every minute. There is a possibility that you may never determine who did this.
GOP presidential hopeful Ron DeSantis joked about the incident on Outkick's Tommy Lawrence show.
I think a lot of us have believed that the Biden administration's been blowing it on a lot of fronts, but I guess it's a little bit more literal than even I had thought.
The White House says staffers and Secret Service detailees are all subject to rigorous drug testing.
The president and first lady were not at the White House at the time the substance was discovered. CBS News has learned the bag is currently at a federally run laboratory. Arkansas Senate Republican Tom Cotton has written to the director of the U.S. Secret Service asking for his plan to correct any security flaws. Well, if you're planning to travel internationally or get your passport renewed, make sure you have plenty of time. Right now, estimated processing time for a new passport is 10 to 13 weeks. The long wait time is partially due to a surge in demand. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said earlier this year, the State Department receives 500,000 applications a week for passports. An online renewal system that millions of current passport holders could use is expected to launch by the end of the year. Hundreds of U.S. firefighters are in Canada to help with the more than 600 wildfires burning there. One of the latest states to join the international effort is Minnesota. In an announcement this week, Governor Tim Walz says 17 wildland firefighters are battling blazes in Manitoba. The State Department of Natural Resources is overseeing the request for mutual aid.
When our neighbors are in need, and if we have the resources, the people, the equipment available, we can more freely make those resources available.
The state DNR says the firefighters don't mind working during the holiday week since that's typical during fire season. The wildfires in Canada continue to send waves of smoke down the U.S., hampering air quality. Iowa lawmakers will hold a special session next week to enact legislation that addresses abortion. Republican Governor Tim Reynolds is calling the special session hoping to pass abortion restrictions. The session comes as Iowa's Supreme Court declined to lift a block on the current 6-week ban. The justices were deadlocked on whether to overturn a lower court decision that deemed the 2018 law unconstitutional. The fetal heartbeat law prohibits doctors from performing an abortion once a heartbeat is detected or roughly 6 weeks into pregnancy. While Governor Tony Evers has signed the state's 2-year budget after making some cuts with his line item veto power. Evers made 51 line item vetoes in the nearly $100 billion state budget. This included vetoing the proposed tax cuts for the state's top 2 income tax brackets while keeping the bottom 2. He says the move ensures tax relief goes to working families. Speaker Robin Vos says the move doesn't provide relief for, quote, truly middle-class families. The governor also vetoed the cut to the UW system spending on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Education will also get a boost in funding for several years after Governor Tony Evers signed off on that spending plan. Evers used his line item veto to cross out the 20 and hyphen, increasing education funding to the year 24-25. I was at the Everson Family Farms where the governor spoke about that budget and responded to claims made by Representative Tim August.
Sure, he's wrong. We made no deals about level of the funding or anything else. As far as what happens going forward on school funding, that was never, ever talked about,
Representative August had claimed that Evers broke deals in the legislature regarding education funding. Members of governor's staff say Representative August was not part of any of the conversations involving Republican leaders. Under this budget, K-12 public schools can raise revenue per student by $325 for the next 400 years. Now, this move can only be undone by a future legislature and governor. Well, with temps on the rise, it's important to remember to protect your skin from the sun's damaging rays. Nikki Batiste shows us how to choose the best protection.
With countless sunscreens on the market, trying to choose which is the most safe and effective can be overwhelming.
I tell people to protect their skin every single day with a broad spectrum sunscreen, SPF 30 or higher.
Dr. Elizabeth Hale says broad spectrum protects from both UVA and UVB rays.
What's the difference between UVA and UVB?
That SPF number, that refers to a product's ability to block UVB, which are shorter wavelength, and those are the rays that cause sunburn. But every single day, ultraviolet A rays, or UVA, Those are longer wavelength. Those penetrate every day, year round, even through windows, through clouds, even in the middle of winter. They can contribute to skin cancer and otherwise aging of the skin.
There are two basic types of sunscreen, chemical and mineral. Mineral sunscreens are physical. They work like a shield, sitting on the surface of your skin and deflecting the sun's rays. The main ingredients are titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, minerals that are classified as safe and effective by the FDA. If you plan to swim or sweat, you may want a chemical sunscreen. It works like a sponge, absorbing the sun's rays. Although those chemicals can be detected in the blood weeks after they were used, some doctors say that does not mean they are dangerous. The FDA says more studies need to be done.
We recommend that consumers avoid products using oxybenzone, but use is associated with potential impact on our endocrine system and development.
Dr. Hale says it's most important to simply wear sunscreen every day, reapply as directed on the label, and get a skin exam once a year.
We know that skin cancer, which is the most common cancer diagnosed in the United States, is also the most preventable.
Only wearing sunscreen does not completely prevent sunburns. According to the FDA, you can get extra protection by wearing a wide-brimmed hat, wraparound sunglasses, or a long-sleeved sun shirt. And here's Derek to tell us that he does exactly all three of those things. We had a little bit of a conversation about this earlier in the show about how I personally don't get sunburns, but Derek, you're super prone to them.
Yeah, I'm super fair skinned. So I have to layer up with sunblock. I have to wear a hat. I have to wear a shirt just so I don't get any type of burn whatsoever. It's such a pain.
I need to see like a picture of you doing that because it almost feels like something straight out of a cartoon.
Oh yeah, no kidding, no for real. Like it's kind of embarrassing to be honest. But right now though, the sun rays aren't quite strong yet. Usually around 12 o'clock or so and later into the afternoon is where we see that. But right now, things are pretty quiet. We got temperatures in the 50s, low 60s here at the moment. It's a nice cool start. We are on the backside of a cold front that just moved through, and as a result of that, not only is this morning going to be cooler, but this afternoon also looking cool too. 78 degrees, so a little cool for this time of year. North-northwest winds 10 to 15. For tonight, 55 degrees, mostly clear. And staying on the cool side with our temperatures as well, light northwest winds 5 to 10. For your mowing forecast, 62 degrees, mostly clear, lots of sunshine really throughout the day, and comfortable temperatures in the 70s. So if you haven't had a chance to mow the lawn yet this week, I think today is actually a picture-perfect day to go ahead and do so. It's not too hot. We'll have a check on your full weather forecast one more time coming up after the break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, sir, it's a gorgeous start here this morning from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. We have some passing morning clouds out there now on the cumulus side, but other than that, 60 degrees is that temperature. North-northwest winds light at 12 miles an hour. Look at the river stage there, 5.25 feet, continues to drop here along the Mississippi. 55 degrees in Eau Claire. A few clouds here as well. Visibility running good here for that morning commute, 10 miles. And the roadways are looking much drier compared to what we had just yesterday in some parts of the area, right? But temperatures right now, we're into the 50s and low 60s as you head out the door here this morning. Here's a check on your overall planner today. Mostly sunny, 61 degrees at 7, and then 71 degrees by noon today. Mostly sunny. The mostly sunny skies are going to continue too as we head into this afternoon. 77 degrees at 4. Then we're looking clear with temperatures at 71 degrees by early this evening, with our forecast high temperatures expected to rise into the mid-70s come this afternoon. I'm expecting a high today of 74 in Eau Claire, but the warm spot should be around La Crosse with that high of 78. Boscobel, you're looking pretty similar to La Crosse today as well, with your high expected to be about 78 degrees. As of right now, things are looking quiet, mostly clear skies here around the Coulee region. That's all thanks to high pressure just downstream of us here back to the west, and we are expecting that high to continue to build its way east into the upper Midwest and affect the Coulee region, giving way to lots of sunshine here for us to work with. And as you can see, as that high moves closer, our skies will continue to remain mostly clear throughout the morning and also as we head into this afternoon. Now by tonight, that high is going to be sitting on top of us here in the Coulee region, so that's going to help give way to clear skies. As we head into Tomorrow, that high is going to continue to move away here, however, giving way to increasing moisture moving in from the west. Combined with a disturbance back to the west, we also have a cold front position back to the northwest of us, and that's going to move our way, both of those systems rather, and we will be looking at some shower development as a result of those two systems moving in our general direction as we head into the day tomorrow. So that could help increase the rain chances a little bit, and we'll watch this frontier as it continues to move in as we head into this weekend. And out ahead of that frontal boundary, we could be looking at some shower, maybe a thunderstorm or two as we head into Saturday, but then behind it Sunday, we should be looking drier, mostly sunny skies. Heading into early next week, a slight chance of a shower or a thunderstorm as we head into Monday and Tuesday with highs into the upper 80s, some spots nearing those low 90s. A few passing clouds for Wednesday and Thursday, but overall, I gotta say it's pretty dry with just a, with the exception of a slight chance of a shower or storm in between there, with low temperatures in the 50s and low 60s.
Well, in our Morning Buzz report, Tom Cruise's new Mission Impossible movie features more terrifying stunts than ever before, and many are performed by the stars of the film. One of those stunts is the fight on top of a fast-moving train. The train is speeding at 60 miles per hour through a valley in Norway when Tom Cruise and co-star Esai Morales chase and fight each other on top of the train. The train was custom built for the stunt so it could be destroyed, giving the crew one chance to get that shot.
The Osage, they have the worst land possible. But they outsmarted everybody. The land had oil on it, black gold. Money flows freely here now.
I do love that money, sir.
The first full trailer is out for the upcoming film Killers of the Flower Moon. It's based on the true story of Native Americans who became rich overnight and the white trespassers who would do anything, even kill, to take that wealth. Killers of the Flower Moon, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone, comes to theaters October 6th. Meghan Trainor now has a family of 4. The Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter welcomed her second baby with her husband, Daryl Sabara. According to an Instagram post, Barry Bruce Trainor was born on July 1st at 8 pounds 7 ounces. Trainor and Sabara already have a son, Riley, who was born in February of 2021.
It's a boy.
Derek.
What?
Do you know, like, where Meghan Trainor, like, what Meghan Trainor's husband is famous for?
No.
Spy Kids.
No, really?
He's Junie from Spy Kids.
Are you kidding? Oh my gosh! Wow.
Is your mind blown? Were
Yeah, I love Spy Kids.
Yeah.
I saw all 3 of them too.
Yeah, that's him.
Wow.
She married the kid from Spy Kids.
That's insane. Are you kidding? Wow. Didn't even recognize, to be honest with you, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, we're all grown up now.
All right, well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
We got a handful to celebrate today. Kenyon, turning 8 weeks today. He is a happy little boy who loves to smile at his big brother. And by the way, I just want to say, submit the 8 weeks as well.
Yes.
I know we don't advertise that, but go ahead and do that.
Eleanor is turning 8 today. She loves swimming, watermelons, and her dog, Charlie.
Corbin, turning 8 today. He gives the best hugs and loves to make people laugh by, get this, farting on command.
I feel like Corbin should have definitely included a video with his Look Who's 8 submission. We would have loved to air that.
That would have been awesome.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, and 8 weeks, as we just established, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is up next. All right, well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
We got a handful to celebrate today. Kenyon, turning 8 weeks today. He is a happy little boy who loves to smile at his big brother. And by the way, I just want to say, submit the 8 weeks as well.
Yes.
I know we don't advertise that, but go ahead and do that.
Eleanor is turning 8 today. She loves swimming, watermelons, and her dog, Charlie.
Corbin, turning 8 today. He gives the best hugs and loves to make people laugh by, get this, farting on command.
I feel like Corbin should have definitely included a video with his Look Who's 8
Right?
submission. We would have loved to air
That would have
that.
been awesome.
Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, and 8 weeks, as we just established, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab on our website.
No one is seriously injured after a pickup truck struck Buffalo County police vehicle in Buffalo City. According to the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office, a 1970 Ford pickup hit the squad car at the intersection of 10th Street and Jefferson Street. Police say the pickup went through a yard and hit a house. No one in the house was hurt. The sheriff's deputy and the pickup's driver both had minor injuries. The Trumpereau County Sheriff's Office is investigating the crash. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office has also identified the man found dead outside a gentleman's club on June 30th. According to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, 55-year-old Andrew Freischett of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, was found unresponsive in the parking lot of Jimmy's In Between off of U.S. Highway 12 in the early morning hours. Freischett was discovered in a vehicle in the parking lot. Officials say Freischett's death is considered suspicious and is under an open and active investigation. We also have an update on the duplex fire in Madera from early yesterday morning. The family was home at the time of the fire. They evacuated and woke up their neighbors in the adjoining duplex. All residents and pets made it out safely before fire crews arrived. One of the units had its roof collapse. The heavy damage to the home has displaced the family. The fire is believed to have started outside of the home. The cause is still under investigation. 5 people sustained non-life-threatening injuries at a fireworks show in Sparta. ERV Sparta Area Fire Protection District says it appears that one of the display's mortar burned through the side. That may have caused 4 other mortars to tip over and discharge at the ground level. A 25-shot cake firework, which might have been faulty, seems to be what injured the 5 people. And Riverfest came to a close after 5 days of fun, and now the pickup begins. While it may take volunteers about a week to set up Riverside Park to host the annual Riverfest, they typically only need a day and a half to tear down the tents, food stands, stages, and bars that were used. Around 75 volunteers are helping pack up and put the park back to normal.
Many hands make light work. So my year I came out and I spend an hour or 2 doing whatever I can to help them out, and it takes a lot to take down all the fun that we got to have for the week.
LaRue says a lot of volunteers take 2 weeks off their full-time jobs to make Riverfest possible.
And as you head out the door this morning, we do have temperatures into the 50s, low 60s. We are going to be warming up only into the 70s here today, this afternoon. Lots of sunshine. Overall, a little bit of a cooler day today as well. Here's a check on your 8-day forecast one last time, and you can see that tomorrow, 77 degrees, slight chance of a shower or storm. And we have that same in the forecast there for Saturday, but a little warmer, highs in the low 80s, upper 80s as we head into the start of next week with another chance of thunderstorms to start next week, Monday and Tuesday. But other than that, I gotta say those rain chances are very slim though. So for the most part, we should be pretty dry.
Pretty dry.
Yeah.
That's what we like to hear, especially around this time of the summer where it's kind of like,
everybody's outside enjoying,
Yeah, and it's hard to believe that we're like halfway through. So it's
know.
like you really want to take advantage of those, final few days.
At the same time, it's just like we still need the rain, so we'll take anything we can get.
You know what? I know that's the meteorologist in you speaking.
We're still in a drought, Dua. Come on now. We got farmers listening.
I know. I apologize to all of the farmers out there. I just want some of the sun to keep going. Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now. We'll be back here at noon.
Bye.
Bye.